Hey everybody, this is James with wstrades.com. I want to provide an update here on the market in general and also ticker AAPL or Apple, and also just want to talk about a new trade that I got into. It actually just filled and popped up on the screen right there. So first, just in general, markets are starting to sell off hard. Looks like all the major indexes here are down about 1.4%. We got Dow futures down 1.40, S&P 500 futures down 1.5, and NASDAQ futures down biggest right now out of the three at 1.55%. Bitcoin futures down, also big, down over 3%. Looks like this thing might go down and test that 40,000 level again. VIX is popping off pretty hard right here, up 12% with the markets moving lower. Also got Splunk up almost 7%. Kind of been waiting for this ticker to fire to the upside on the TTM squeeze. It's been squeezing forever. XLE, this is an energy ETF, up 1.33%. United States Steel, pretty flat, but they've been on an insane rip lately. Also Domino's Pizza, or DPZ, up 1.2%. Space having another ugly day. They just dipped under $8, so down, what is that, 3.33%. FSR also making a move lower under that $11 level, and also EWZ, which is the Brazil ETF, down 2.26%. So I was taking a look here at a few different time frames on Apple. That's the chart I got pulled up here, and I was looking at this daily time frame, seeing this rally up here. It went around this 182, 183 level twice, and then had this fat move down, had a good rally back here, but then had a lot of trouble getting past this level around 175. So that's where you see all these candles here really starting to struggle and unable to get above that level. So that's why I threw up this trend line. So if you're trading the daily time frame here, you see that big rip, run down here, rip back, unable to bust that level. So that's where I threw that up. Another big sell-off, so making a lower low here and then rallying up, and bam, rejecting this trend line, falling below the 21-day EMA again. So to me, you've got a series of three lower highs and also a series here of lower lows. So definitely bearish in the short term right now on Apple, and markets have just been so volatile lately, especially with this whole Russia-Ukraine situation. We did get some good news lately about Fed and their rate hikes. We're not going to be super massive for 2022. I think they were looking to do very small incremental rate hikes, and we had some rippage in the markets due to that. But this whole Russia-Ukraine situation is still looming and still, I think, having a bigger impact on the markets than anything that the Fed is going to talk about as far as rate hikes go. So, for me, I'm looking for this thing to probably come down and test this low here of around 152 after it came up here and rejected these two levels. Let's take a look here at the weekly time frame. So there's that trend line there on the weekly. So zooming in here, we did have some green body to this candle earlier here in the day. That has since disappeared, and look at that wick sticking out. So tried to ram up all the way here to about 168, 169, and sellers have just come in and crushed this thing. And you got that big wick sticking out, and that is sticking out right at the 21-day exponential moving average now. So yeah, right now sellers are able to crush it below that level. We'll kind of see how things finish up today, but yeah, right now things are down pretty big, and it's looking like it's going to be a bloodbath of a Friday here. So I think on the weekly time frame, an interesting level to be looking at is 160. We're only $3 away from that right now. You can see this run up here, that run to 182, that pullback, and you see nice rejection here at 160. A wick sticking out, a massive bull candle with that wick sticking out there. So that is definitely a key level. And then last week, you had the sellers trying to crush this thing down to 152. and then all this buying, massive wick sticking out, and then we're just bam, crushed right back below that level or where this candle closed from last week. So I think, this 160 level will be very key. If it cannot hold that and closes below that level, I think we can make a decent move down and maybe go test that 150 level. So if you're looking at the weekly time frame or the daily time frame, that's kind of what I'm seeing. So when I was looking at this daily, pulling that back up again, seeing this series of lower highs and lower lows, I went out and sold a call spread for the April monthlies, and it was 175 is the short and 180 is my long. So I'm kind of putting my short pretty close to this barrier right here to the upside. I mean, we've even got a barrier here, but if it breaks through this barrier, can actually get above this 21-day EMA and get above this most recent lower high, then my short leg of my call spread is going to be way up here at the next barrier to the upside. So I felt pretty good about going out and putting it in that position. If I wanted to be more aggressive, I could have come up and maybe tried to sell 170 on the short, but I went a little further out of the money and just gave myself a little more room in case, something happens, Russia backs off and the markets rip. So we'll kind of see what happens with this whole Russia-Ukraine situation, but that's what's going on in the markets today, and that is what is going on with my latest trade that I placed today. So I'll continue to keep you guys updated here. Please like this video. Please also subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Appreciate you guys for taking the time to watch this. Talk to you soon.